Page here, and this way I'll be reviewing set number 850618. And this set costs £10 and it's called LEGO City Fire Accessory Pack. Right, so here's the first minifig of the set, and the first minifig of the set is just a standard fireman minifig for 2015 and 2014. I'd say, even saying that, that is quite a cool minifig. I mean, there's lots of really nice printing, and he has the sort of pouches printing on his legs, and some reflective printing and 9 green printing here, which is quite an uncommon colour for LEGO minifigs to have printed onto their torsos, so that's quite cool. And there's also a gauge printing here, there's a sort of hood or flap of sort of fabric printed on there, and there's a sort of clip printed on here. I think that's called a carabiner, I'm not exactly sure, but that's quite cool. There's also a printed sort of straps down here, and a printed belt along here. And there's also a bit of printing on the back showing the fire sort of logo for LEGO City. And there's some pouches back here and another sort of clip back here. And some dungaree printing here. And I also really like the face print of this minifig. In fact, that might be the best thing in the entire accessory pack. I mean, it's a very common face print, but it has some sweat dribbling down it. And he sort of looks very confident or sort of stern. And that's a really cool face print. And also there's a really nice dark red helmet. Admittedly that's pretty common and not quite as cool. But overall this is a very standard fireman minifig, yeah, very cool one as well. It's the second minifig of the set, and the second minifig of the set is basically the exact same minifig as the first minifig of the set. Now whilst I do really like that minifig, I wish they were sort of unique. Perhaps just a little bit of torso printing that was unique, like this one could have a different accessory printed onto the torso, or something along those lines, but this one just sort of is a bit bland because it's exactly the same. Apart from the really nice face print, which came out first in the Emerald Knight in 2002, I think, and that's really cool to see that face print return in a more recent set. In fact, I think they've used that in quite a few sets, sort of from 2010 to 2014. So it's quite a common face print, but it's quite an old one as well, which is really quite cool. But apart from that, this minifig is sort of bland and exactly the same as the first minifig of the set, which I do wish there wasn't quite so much repetition in this accessory pack. Here's the third minifig of the set, and the third minifig of the set is a lot more unique than the first two. Because it's a sort of more unique minifig, that is very quite cool. I mean, it's a female minifig, so that's quite nice, and it has the standard female face, which is quite common, but other than that, this minifig is very unique. Well, that and the legs, which it shares with the other minifigs, and of course the black arms, but those are very standard anyway. But yeah, the torso print is really quite nice. It has sort of an orange colour, and it's basically the exact same torso print, only it's done in orange. And it also has a sort of belt going along the sort of diagonal side of the torso, which is really quite cool. There's also a sort of pocket detail right here, and another pocket detail right here. And this minifig also has a female bun hairpiece in dark brown, which I think is quite rare even to this day, which is quite cool. And it's quite a nice hairpiece to get in such a cheap set. And there's no alternate expression like all the others, although here's the back of the torso print, which looks quite good. It's basically the exact same design as the other ones, only slightly different because it's in orange and yellow, and it's also got a sort of strap going across the back. So this one's quite nice since it is unique compared to the other ones in the accessory pack. Here's the fourth and final minifig of the set, and this minifig is really quite cool since it has the most unique elements of the minifigs in this pack. I mean, the previous one does have quite a few unique elements as well, but this one's the most unique, since it does have this really kind of rare LEGO City face print, which sort of has a scruffy beard and a smug expression, and he also has a really nice rare torso print, which shows a tie, a badge, and a belt, and that's really quite cool as well. He also has a sort of pouch detail, sort of here, and these two stripes going down here and here. And around the back there's not much detail. I mean, there's a few lines, and the belt continued all around, and there's a sort of walkie-talkie on the back. So a bit of detail, but not that much, but still this is really quite a cool minifig. There's all the accessories included in the set. Now I really wish there were more accessories in this set, because then I'd like the set more, and with the amount of accessories that there are, the set is sort of overpriced. Sure, the minifigs are really cool, but there's not enough accessories to really call this an accessory pack. It's just 4 minifigs with a few accessories, and that sort of makes the set overpriced in my opinion. Although you might disagree, you might think that it's a perfectly priced set. But first of all, there are these 2 red megaphones, which are very rare pieces and really cool to get in this colour. Secondly, there are these yellow fire extinguishers, which are a very simple build, made out of very common pieces. This yellow tap piece and this yellow cylinder piece, there's 2 of those. And there's also 2 of these fire pieces, So basically 2 of everything, apart from this, which is a sort of fire extinguisher or hose piece, and that's quite a cool build. You can sort of attach that to the side of a city, or side of a sort of fire station, or something, and it sort of has this cylinder piece at the bottom, then these 2 sort of 1x2 pieces, which are sort of round pieces. There's also this very clever use of the fire piece used as a spray of water. That's really quite cool. A lightsaber sort of bar piece, and this Lego rope piece, which often breaks, but if it doesn't, then it's pretty cool. And it works really well implemented as this wire, sort of here. Or sort of tubing, I guess. And there's also a bin, sort of for one of the fires to go on top of. Now, talking of the fires, I really don't like them. I mean, they're very simple and not very realistic. I mean, perhaps if you took this off, but then you can't really put the fire on the ground, so it doesn't really work that well. Well, I guess if you don't push it in all the way, then you can sort of sit it on the bin. But I don't know, I don't really like those. They're very cheaply done and not very good and not very realistic. So the accessories are good overall, but they are not many of them. Like, there's like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 accessories. Like, that's not enough for such a overpriced set. But there's also all these blue cylinders, which are completely useless in the set, but you can use them for Iron Man minifigs, so I guess there's that, and that's quite an uncommon colour for that piece, so that's quite cool, that you get 7 of those, so at least there's that. Overall, this is a pretty good set, but it's very overpriced for what it is. I mean, there's only 4 minifigs, sure they're well detailed, but I'm not sure it's really worth paying £10 for 4 well detailed minifigs, since they are made up of very common LEGO City pieces, or at least for the most part they are, and the accessories aren't anything particularly special, so I'll probably give this set a 6 out of 10, and that's it for this review. If you enjoyed this review, don't forget to like and subscribe.